Where?
No, I'm talking. I guess it's everywhere, but it's definitely very well pronounced in Africa, or and very visible in Africa, because you have, one class here and just another class right next door, and they're not helping each other. And even you had mentioned an example of, you walk out of a mansion and boom, right there's poverty right in front.
It's a very discontinuous environment.
Very. So if you change that, I do think changing that mental switch or ideology and way of thinking, if you switch that and where you have people trying to help their brothers and sisters, that is an important shift towards improving not just investments and the community, but also getting ideas out there. Because now you have the kid down the street who's poor, but who's a brilliant kid. Now you have somebody helping him and providing him with a scholarship or something. And he can now, build on his ideas, on all of those amazing thoughts that he has. So there's the individual or the entrepreneur, or the investor helping the entrepreneur, and then governments. As far as government has to do a whole lot more investing in its people. It's not always about infrastructure and power and roads and all that. It's also about investing in your people. So you're talking about schools. Putting more money into schools is really important, and I think pretty much almost all governments across Africa need to do a whole lot more in that aspect.
Jake, why don't you take that foreign direct investment?
I mean, the question was if Africa doesn't need it. I mean, that's a pretty easy no. FDI is incredibly significant, and one of the things that a construct that Aubrey and I came up with for the book, and I think we really have to plant this, is we came up with this construct of the less than 3% world. When you look at Africa, and even continuing today, across many different global economic factors, it existed in the state of a less than 3% world. So take any stat you can think of. Less than 3% of global Google hits, less than 3% of foreign direct investment, less than 3% of global trade. And I think that disconnect is a reason why Africa hasn't seen a lot of progress, because it's no guarantee that if you get all that stuff, you're going to suddenly surge forward. But I don't think we've seen anywhere that didn't get at least some of that stuff that really surged forward as an advanced place with progress. The other thing on investment is, I think, and we're already seeing this, and we outline it in the book, you're starting to see a pattern where with this greater connectivity, it's not going to be as exotic or difficult